Continue the harvest. Compared to what we stand to achieve, these sacrifices are trivial.
The harvest? What the fuck? Harvest. I'm hearing this at the end of each day. Like when I should be asleep. Oh my god. They're harvesting our souls while we're sleeping. The government is harvesting our souls while we're sleeping. We need to cover the room in tinfoil. It's not as simple as we thought.
Nahida, you already knew last night that we didn't break out of the samsara? Why did you tell us?
She thought maybe taking a shit would help us break out. She's clearly out of ideas, Paimon. We're fucked.
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your minds.
But, I wonder, is this phenomenon... I don't know if it's happening in my head or if it's happening in the city to everyone. No, it's happening in the city to everyone. It's not only in my head. I think it's happening in everyone's head. Only I'm more sensitive to it. But only in the city. Not like in other regions. Like if I were to go to Mondstadt right now, they wouldn't be reliving the same day. I think. Why couldn't I relive the day where I met Child? This day sucks to relive.
Paimon thought the Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you were looking out for us after all. Of course.
The
In the
Duke
time we've been together, you two have been everything to me.
The Duke.
Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're taking things a little fast. What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and sense my presence. In other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not exist. That's why you two have been everything to me. Get it?
That means you have a motive to keep us here. Which is sus.
Nahida's talking about confusing stuff again.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
The time loop theory is incorrect.
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory?
Because Dia's fighting skills have been improving. Which wouldn't normally happen.
Oh, yeah! You're right! Gosh, how did we not notice that? In a simple time loop, people's physical condition should also reset.
Yeah, and...
So, what's your new hypothesis?
That's why she said to take a Duke, because it means that it's building up. If your physical condition isn't getting reset at the start of every day, then, okay, one sec. It's really warm in here. I need to turn on. Okay. All right. The sound. The beepy.
The beep is a prompt tone.
We hear it every night. Even though we removed
We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals.
I can hear it now. I'm putting my headphones in. Okay.
Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory. And Dia was able to use her experiences to avoid injury in later samsara cycles.
So, this is every night we hear the sound.
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants...
Oh.
We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times.
Perpetual samsara.
Okay.
I think this, with Dia's memories, is related to the Akasha.
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis
Because
to
it's
operate.
compiling the wisdom of people. And without the thing in... I think it's this one.
I can't...
Okay, no, it's not. Uh-oh. But what would it have to do with the sound? I don't think that's it. The divination results was about the moon and illusions. So what would that have to do with her memory, her bodily memories? That doesn't seem to make any sense. The samsara is the loop.
I can't...
Maybe it is that. No! What the fuck does the beeping have to... What's the beeping sound have to do with the
If all our memories of a day are erased at the end of that day, then we would unwittingly relive that same day again and again.
But it's only the memories of that one day getting deleted. But not every day. Why only that one particular day? And if it was only that one particular day in which the memories were erased, then... Okay, that makes sense. Our memories are being erased at the end of each day, but only because if all the memories were erased, no one would know what was going on at all.
Oh! Then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories!
But we're not getting all the memories deleted. We're remembering it.
That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zeru's festival hasn't happened yet. It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before.
Yes. But won't they notice food going bad and seasons changing and like different flowers blooming? Wouldn't you notice those things?
But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword. Now everything makes sense.
Oh, muscle memory isn't getting erased.
A brilliant deduction.
Now, why the hell couldn't she tell us that? Okay, that's...
Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong. To put it simply, It's as if you've mistaken a pyrocrystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows.
Basically, we have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
That isn't simple at all!
Still the wrong conclusion.
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You
Is
might
it
learn
wrong?
something new.
Are we wrong?
Right! She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go!
Are we wrong? Fuck. She didn't just tell us that because it's still wrong. We need Dia, okay? Me and Paimon can't figure this shit out. Both of us?
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
Now I understand why everybody wanted me to do Act 2 in one day. Because if I do some of it and I go to sleep, I won't remember anything from the last day.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Because we're from the future. Past.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it.
Let's just get straight to the point.
Oh, that works.
You became proficient with your greatsword. Because we've lived through this same day many times already, and our memories of the day
What
are erased
happened to you guys
every
while I
night.
was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
No, you're the one that's brainwashed. Wake up, sheeple! It's the government.
About it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
Yeah, don't think too hard about it. It's just the government's mind controlling everyone.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're
It's through the
telling me that
squirrels.
my body's already gotten used to this greatsword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Yes. So. Okay. Up. This is like a wet dream of the New World Order Illuminati.
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used? The money we spent, the food we ate?
That's what I said about the food. Won't it go bad? There will be mold on the bread. And the food we ate. That's why she told us to take a shit. Because we're not getting backed up.
Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed
And your
that.
butt. But if the government were behind it, if they utilized the entire city's resources, as well as information supplied by the Akasha.
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything.
Yeah, that explains it. The government's going in and they're replacing all the moldy bread with fresh bread. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, Paimon. That's why it seems like the day isn't reliving, but it is. They know what we used, so they're. I bet Yolan's in on it. Yolan probably knows. It's an off-world system that's controlling us. It's an energy field. It's basically a hologram. And these fucking things that they put in our heads, it's like the rings. From the it's like the Lord of the Rings giving the rings to all the people to control them. Like one system to bind everyone in chains, Paimon!
It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
It's not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
Proof?
You have proof? Where?
You have the documents?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Okay.
Paimon can't believe...
Shit. I accidentally clicked C when I meant to click V, and it interrupted Paimon, so I'll never know what she said. I'll never know. Sad.
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice.
Yeah.
Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true, but what if they did?
They did replace it. That's what we're saying.
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions.
True, but they studied it.
I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike.
So they couldn't have reproduced that, okay?
It's just as they say. Each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they used some fancy machine
They 3D
to
printed
copy
it.
every single mark?
They 3D printed it.
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
Okay, but maybe they have a clone of Dia they're using.
Whew. I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun.
Dia's too smart.
Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilou's stage. See you later.
That just proves that it's a simulation.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime.
This isn't real. It's a hologram. It's not real.
Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
Something strange.
Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
How come we've never thought about leaving the city? I did, though, earlier, Mondstadt.
Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution!
I did.
Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city!
Yeah.
Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
We should have thought of it a long time
How about
ago.
we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Okay, and maybe we tried it before. Maybe we tried to leave and we couldn't.
Take it easy.
Nahida, we're back! You're back early today. Did you find something new? Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
Have we ever tried leaving the city?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before. We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back? Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
Is it just that at night we get reset back to the start of this day? Maybe we're in a dream?
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town. Really? That's kind of strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Maybe this is the key.
Yep. Something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
We need to go to America.
Our memories are back!
Let's try to leave the city then.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
What do you mean?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
From who?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sabzeruz festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
What? Spaces.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
The fuck?
Time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
We said we were gonna try to leave the
let's go.
city. Okay. Yeah, that was 2 days ago? When I do this, it screws up the effects of the camera, so I don't want to do that.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising.
So they announced a lockdown and no one can leave the city, but I also heard them say that it's some kind of harvest. They're doing some kind of a harvest on people at night.
Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
So it's not just a dream.
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Of course the Academia wouldn't share their plans with a pawn.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
Let's just sneak out.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our
Yeah, that's what I
Why
said.
don't we climb over the walls?
Yeah, Paimon.
Guards can't be everywhere at once.
They can't see us, you know?
Good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all.
I agree.
Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
We need someone to stay and witness what happens from this side. That's true.
But what if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon won't be able to help you.
True. What if I need to buy something from the Paimon shop?
Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we?
Don't worry, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look.
Okay.
And please, be careful.
I will. I will, bestie.
Memories!
Fuck. What?
Traveler!
What's wrong?
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared.
I just disappeared?
Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
What did I promise?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
What the fuck? I tried to leave and I couldn't come back.
Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
That's horrible. I don't remember any of it. I won't leave you behind.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you.
It's a horrible
The most
thing.
important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world.
Hey. Now that seems like a kind of important lore nugget right there. The implication is I could. It could happen.
Okay,
It's
Paimon,
lore for another
can you tell
time.
us your perspective of what really happened yesterday? I see. Using two people's different perspectives. After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
Are you sure that's what you saw? You weren't zoning out.
No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
This all started when I saw Nahida sort of like blip in and out of existence. That's when this thing started.
What's your perspective, Traveler?
But was it
You
correlation
sure
or
you don't have any
causation?
memory of this?
I don't know about yesterday.
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
The fuck?
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
But somehow I ended up right back here. Somehow I ended up right back here. They didn't just restrict access to Sumeru City. They're erasing the memories of those who leave. But how did I come back?
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
It's like, did I see it and then the memory of what I'd seen was erased? Can we leave behind something other than memories? We can carve a record of what happened into our bodies. It's the only way.
Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well... Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me.
Yep! Now we're talking!
So we're waiting and looking after her, and days and days and days are passing, but not really.
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
You made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node.
It's a jailbroken phone.
To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
It's worth a try. So we're gonna go out the city, see what it is, record it, and then we'll have the recording.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
I don't think Paimon should stay.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it.
See you tomorrow, Paimon.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Traveler.
I hope so.
That covers everything that's happened so far.
So that message was what I left for myself when I left the city.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy
Oh, I
and had some
understand.
interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
So the message that was a hologram of myself that I had recorded, that's how it was made. But I already forgot exactly what she said. What was it again? I already forgot exactly what she said. Because it was 2 days ago.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Yeah, let's play it again. Yeah.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Can't go back.
I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
What? The fuck?
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls.
This is like when I leave a message for myself. This is exactly what it's like when I leave a message for myself, because I jot down little notes for myself all the time to help me remember things. Actually, here's one that I wrote down a couple weeks ago for myself. It says, I fell asleep too late. A bird serenaded me. And then in all caps it says, and the cats now. And that's it. That's the whole note. I have no fucking idea what that means. Why is the cats now in all caps? What the fuck does that mean?
Like, everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
So it's not... The world has changed. I can feel it in the water.
There's another part here. I only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky.
But the sun is what the academia is worshipping as opposed to the moon. And they're using the sun god energy to suck up all the knowledge and wisdom and experiences and memories of everybody. That's the harvest. That's what the harvest is. So what's going to be left after they're done with that?
And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
From the message.
It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared.
But...
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Oh no.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic?
No way, dude.
My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha.
When I said the final space is disappearing, then I heard the beep. So the real world could not be gone. And I don't think that the human presence is gone. I think it's this. I hope so.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day.
Yeah.
Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day?
Well, yeah, with the new memories people form.
Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
It's a lot to
Well,
process.
consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats.
The Game of Thrones.
So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
A secret. Oh my gosh, this is like big brain quest.
Hey, where are you going?
We need Dia. We need Dia. We need to find her. She said the Archon War, as bad and spooky as it was, they were just all fighting over 7 seats of power. So what's this small and simple secret? I have no idea.
Do you want some alone time to think?
It's not gonna help.
Paimon won't disturb you.
Being alone to think won't help. We're doing a good think.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
It's that time already.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Yeah, we're really busy.
Okay then. See you later.
We're super busy.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
Have I figured it out? We're living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. And the moon is involved. It's a subdimensional program that is literally guiding us as agents to the one ring of power of the sun. And everything that we've been given, all the little snippets of knowledge that we're allowed to have, and our little technology, the Akasha we have is a microcosm of the bigger one that spans the universe, so we are bound to it. So even if we fight against it, it doesn't matter, because we were brought up within the chains of it. And we're fucked.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth.
Okay. Or maybe we just need to take a really big duk-duk. Maybe that's it. I mean, it's a vegetarian festival. There should be a lot of fiber around. Like, it should be pretty regular out here.
You're back! I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival?
Yes.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara. All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence. Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia forest, except these have no sign of human presence. The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
But if there's no people in the spaces, then how can it get knowledge from them there? It can only get the knowledge from people in the real world. The thing is, the big question is, what are dreams in the context of Sumeru? Why are Sumeru's people's dreams different than other people's? Wait.
Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia forest, except these have no sign of human presence.
Of course there's no human presence in the dreams, because people from Sumeru do not dream. Because their dreams are getting hijacked and harvested somehow.
We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream.
Yeah.
Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
Yes, that's right.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it.
Right. They're harvesting it.
And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them.
I think I got it.
Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I actually did manage to piece it together.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Because that is the essence of the Akasha, is to harvest the power and knowledge from people. That's where the God of Wisdom's power comes from, is from the people, so... That's what I just said! All those...
It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power.
Yes?
It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. And it grants knowledge to the people. The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate.
But what is the gnosis? What's the gnosis for? Because the other gnosis that Child tried to get, it was like this physical thing.
It is the manifestation of... It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace.
This is it.
And it grants knowledge...
It compiles their wisdom. But the gnosis thing, I don't know about.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh, okay.
The other one.
Dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right?
Yeah, they control
That would explain why
dreams.
the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too.
Yeah, I forgot about the little guys in the forest, but I thought that their dreams were just... Because the Dendro Archon has the ability to control people's dreams. And they are weaponizing that. The government's weaponizing this power.
But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Yeah, like...
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming.
Oh man, I'm just imagining them harvesting my dreams. Which would be... pretty, explicit.
In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick?
Okay. So the sages think dreams are foolish delusions because they don't... I guess they disagree philosophically about the source of knowledge and wisdom. It can't possibly be from just everyone. Or they understand that it does come from everyone. The knowledge and wisdom is really from every person. And they are just lying to everyone so they can harvest it all. And make nobody worry about not dreaming when really all their dreams are getting siphoned off every day. So they can weaponize it. Yeah, I think that's what's actually going on.
The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
They steal everyone's knowledge and then they like filter it out in an incredibly censored way of what people are allowed to know. Oh my gosh, so they can build people's lives for them with like that. They could wait. With the are they like injecting memories and knowledge into people's heads too? So no.
Oh?
No.
By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Oh my god.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized.
Because it was the start of a new day.
Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared.
Because they can't completely get rid of it forever.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more? My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on?
We have done a lot of thinking, to be fair.
We've already experienced the Sabzeruz festival many times. And
We've never done so much
the
thinking.
day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara. We've already experienced the Sabzeruz festival many times. And those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized.
The spaces kept disappearing. But as soon as the beep sounded, more spaces materialized. Yes, because it's like been wiped clean and then there's new ones popping up. So this is related, I think. No.
I can't seem to cohesively piece everything together.
Well, what he said, like, go on and enjoy it every day. No. Okay. So when they wipe everyone's memories clean with the beep, there's like a new harvest with each morning, with a new day. And so it's like factory farming of dreams.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream.
It's just like what I said before. It's just like what I said before about the artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. It's just like that. Oh my God. It's like everybody walking around looking at their phones all the time, but they're not really here. They're trapped in the technology, but they're not really here. They're just walking around being exploited and sold stuff. We are being mass produced just like them.
Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha.
And the festival is just like giving the people the... It's like, what was that thing? Oh my God. It's like that quote from Aldous Huxley when he said that the people would come to love their servitude and produce a dictatorship without tears, a painless concentration camp for entire society so that people will in fact have their liberties taken away, but would rather enjoy it because they'll be distracted from any desire to rebel by propaganda or brainwashing. The fuck?
No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle.
Holy shit.
People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues.
So they just do the festival day after day, but they have no fucking idea.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Yeah.
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
This really is like a university class with Nahida.
Okay.
She's like an English
so
teacher.
That beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
Alright, last question. Who am I?
Are you me?
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon... Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of Sumeru's people?
Yes. But
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon...
she is the Dendro Archon.
So you noticed.
You're Lesser Lord Kusanali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
Wow.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all.
Yeah, that was easy.
Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali, Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
I have a lot of questions. Why isn't this a good time? We seem to have infinite time. This is a perfect time to ask questions.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Yeah, okay. Why couldn't you just tell us the truth? Why can't we wake up,
You
sheeple?
asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds. Now that you know this is all a
That's
dream,
why the sheeple can't
this
wake
answer
up.
should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk.
That makes sense.
That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Because if she just told us, then we'd be constantly... we wouldn't be able to measure what's real against what isn't real very effectively. Because we would just always think that nothing is real, and it would be very confusing. How do the sages manage to keep people from noticing it?
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right?
Earlier samsara, yeah.
That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha.
True.
So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
Because it's not a true dream. Because the true dreams are being harvested.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
It was really, really weird.
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
But the dreams are probably not that good. Like, okay, if it's stealing the same dream day after day, it's probably kind of crap, right? Because you need freshness to happen, to have better dreams. About the side effects of a mass-produced dream.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
We might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate.
That's why earlier she said, she made a comment like, well, this can't go on forever and ever and ever and ever. I remember she said something like that. It was one of the first things that she said.
Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with. Like Dunyarzad.
She's feeling worse every day.
Takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
Wow. Wow. What an incredible, like... It's such a mind-blowing plot. I can't believe this. Why is a dream about... I think it's obvious why the dream is about Sub-Zero's festival. Because it's like I said earlier, I thought, oh, well, this is a punishment. This is like that little comment that he made about, oh, well, go ahead and enjoy it as much as you want. I was like, well, fuck y'all. Because for some reason they really don't like Lesser Lord Kusanali. Because she represents the moon, and the god that they love represented the sun, which to them is better for some reason. Now that part I don't really get.
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday?
I think it's spite or something.
Could it really just be a coincidence?
No.
Even you don't know the reason? Wow. Now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it.
What are they gonna do with it all? Because this is like a pretty big operation.
Traveler, do you have any information?
So even she doesn't know that.
Those spaces remind me of dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia forest. Except these have no sign of human presence. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
That's it.
Did he mean something more?
He sure fucking did.
Celebrate the birth of that god?
Yeah.
Could it mean?
Yep. Oh no, I can't ask more questions? Damn. I want to hear this one again.
Can humans really keep dreaming?
We might say your mental fatigue has already answered,
Only so much
especially
people can
those whose
tolerate.
health is compromised to begin with.
People's lives are at stake here.
So while they're harvesting all these dreams, people are getting worse and worse and worse off. It's causing this huge fatigue, and it's affecting people.
Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety.
Yeah.
No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable.
So Nahida even doesn't even know what all they're trying to do with the harvest. But the fuck could it be? What could they even use it for? I honestly have no fucking idea.
After we end the Sub-Zero's festival, Samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
We figured that out already. Oh no, the beep!
We're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow.
No!
See you then.
But if we break free, how will we talk to Nahida? We need to stay in touch with her.
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything,
This is so crazy.
let's say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali.
No.
Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Wait, Dunyarzad wasn't there.
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
No!
Dunyarzad already disappear?
No.
No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
That's so fucked up. She never got to have her festival, never got to see Nilou do the dance.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
Mm-hmm. Like an NPC.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler.
It's like an AI.
You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar.
Why was she born with that? Why do only people in Sumeru have it?
I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still...
meant a lot to her.
Far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon.
She's like missing some power because she couldn't heal the Elazar. When she was asked, she said she couldn't do it. Like she didn't have enough power to do it. Maybe it's because the power comes from dreams and the dreams are being siphoned off by the academia. Because that's the god of wisdom's power. It comes from dreams. And they are fucking... But how? Where are they putting it? What are they doing with it?
I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sabzeruz festival with so many regrets.
Man. It's fucking horrible. Imagine, like, not even being able to save
Please don't beat yourself
one
up over
person.
it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
She feels powerless.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sabzeruz festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them.
Right? That's why I thought the dreams that it's harvesting are probably not that good. Because you need the freshness and like good experiences to have good dreams,
That
right?
means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So,
That makes sense.
how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Cool. Wow.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora.
Can I imagine that there's Fatui Harbinger on the plate.
But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
So we find the host, then what?
Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
I actually lucid dream all the time. It happens to me, I would say, at least once a week since I was about 6 or 7 years old. Like, there have been times when I lucid dream 2 or 3 times in a week, and it kind of sucks because usually when this happens, I don't sleep well. But it's really, like, it's a super, super common thing for me. It started when I was a little kid and I had a really bad dream and I was being attacked by monsters and I hated it because it kept happening. And one day before I went to sleep, I thought, well, I'm going to fight back this time. I'm not going to be powerless this time. And that night I fell asleep, and when the monsters attacked, I summoned fire and I threw the fireballs at the monster. And it was fucking cool. And so I just burned everything. And it was really fun to go around and throw fire at everyone and kill everyone. And after that, I've been doing that. I've been having the lucid dreams regularly. So that's why I thought the answer to this, I guess that's why instinctively I thought the solution to this problem was to burn it. Even before I understood consciously what was happening.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming?
How do we make them realize they're dreaming? Well, if they look at a clock, then the numbers won't be right.
Like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
What?
Out of town?
But I thought
Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
I'm still a little upset that we've come this far only
I know.
for Dunyarzad to...
It's really
She was
sad.
such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her.
Demoralized.
Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time.
Now, vengeance can keep us going.
But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake.
We don't need hope when we have vengeance.
Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
No. Because they wouldn't do that to themselves. An unsuspecting host would be less likely to realize it's a dream.
Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
That guy from Portland?
Oh, that would make sense.
Oh my
Yes, the Night of
god.
Flowers is a symbol of the wholesome Zeru's festival, right?
Oh no.
Pretty core character.
Dude.
Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
It's like, actually earlier I said, what if we're Wait, I said... I feel like I had some good intuitions about this. Yes. Oh. Okay, let's go.
Take it easy.
When Danny... Earlier I thought of that, when Danny DeVito said that we might not even be here, we could be in a turtle's dream in outer space. He knew. Can I go from here to there? Yeah.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Yeah. So... what can we ask him for? Do you know anything about woodworking?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
Do you know of a good beard wax brand?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
A wish? Imagine your wish coming true before your very eyes.
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Yes. Make a wish. I know it's a little early for it, but just...
Less questions! More wishing!
More wishing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, think about... a lady with long blonde hair and a yellow outfit.
My wish. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
What? That's his wish.
Oh.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
I noticed earlier that she
Oh my
looked
God.
a bit down, and
Oh
she
my god,
wasn't
that's
really
his
talking
only
to
wish
anyone.
in the whole world?
She just doesn't seem like herself.
Oh my
She's
god.
always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because
He
I'm
loves
special
her.
to her, or something.
Oh my god.
So, you have a crush on
He loved
Dunyarzad?
her.
Oh, is it that obvious?
She never knew.
After what I just said, I guess it is.
She never knew.
When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers
my
onto
God.
my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival.
Oh my lord. And all he wanted was for her to be happy.
What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah,
That's too
that
much.
was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but
That was so
was
beautiful.
pretty embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right
I
now
can't
with a
handle
smile
this.
on her face. Here goes.
Ah.
Please come true.
Please come true. Prage.
Gonna open my eyes. Oh.
Prage. Prage.
Oh, you're
What?
Fucky. Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go.
That's not her. That's Fucky.
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all.
Shit.
Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
Man, that was really sad though. But maybe?
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget.
Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
It's time to... take out our anger. Now that we know it's a dream, we don't have to show mercy.
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take
Dunyarzad and leave.
Hey, this is my job. The homie Yanni's pay me, not you.
You're wasting your breath.
Fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills.
We're gonna do war crimes.
Anyway, watch yourself.
Okay, bye.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
Bad is his name. His name is Babs.
Quietly.
Okay.
Take your true form. Game's up. Fun's over. Whirling snow.
Kill. Violence is the answer. That's what the moral of the story. In a bad dream, in a bad situation.
Cryo incarnate. Busted.
Nothing that can't be solved with violence. Okay, there's more.
Gotcha.
We need to remind them
Where do you think you're
why they picked the wrong test subject.
Manifest.
Because it seems like they forgot why that is.
Break the ice.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys?
Paimon's worried about me. That's what I just... Paimon's a little worried. It seems like the psychic connection I have with Paimon goes both ways. Doesn't it? It kind of does seem like that. I'm fine.
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this.
Well, she can't.
Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up?
No.
She said it was because she had forgotten something.
I don't remember it.
Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival.
She's staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out. Let's go. Maybe we'll need clues?
Even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search.
What was she looking for? I completely forgot about
This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay. Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
We're gonna climb in through the window. Paimon will. Oh my gosh, Paimon's breaking and entering. She stole something.
Temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table.
Paimon just climbed through the window and grabbed something. Yeah. Okay, let me try to skim this really quickly. 16 days. I was finally able to get the notes written before the Sub-Zero's festival. Once the festival ends, you and Paimon will probably continue your journey immediately, so I was hoping that I'd be able to give this to you before that. Folk legends concerning Lesser Lord Kusanali. I interviewed so many people. Few people know much about her. Okay, Gandharville's water supply was once contaminated, forcing everyone to go far out to get water. But one day, people suddenly found the water was drinkable again. And some said that a green light was seen near the water's source the previous night. Everyone believes that this was the divine power of Lesser Lord Kusanali at work. This sounds quite possible. Okay. After Mama passed away, I was super afraid of the dark and couldn't sleep. But from one day on, I would hear a voice that would chat with me till I fell asleep. Nice lady told me it was Lesser Lord Kusanali. There was one time I'd had a wee bit too much to drink, and I couldn't find my way home to save my life. Then, when I turned a corner, I could have sworn I saw Lesser Lord Kusanali. She was very tall and had the most muscular arms. And she caught me when I slipped and fell. What? The next morning, I found myself sleeping under a tree. I'm imagining, like, Giga Nahida. Okay.
Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us, even while we were away.
Well, why is she at Cheems now?
Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival and had all her health problems to worry about.
Yes.
She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her.
I don't know what happens to people when they... Where does their consciousness go?
Hey! Where are you off to now?
We're going to talk to the AI version. The puppet version. Of Dunyarzad. That's so sad about that guy. It's a prison. This place is a prison. And a factory.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet.
Say this out loud. Thank you.
Traveler? You must be exhausted.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
It does.
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilou's Dance of Sub-Zeros.
I can barely recall it now.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Maybe it's just a good copy.
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh. So
No.
she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come...
Let's go.
What? Where are we going this time?
To watch the dance of Sub-Zeros. But can we? Can we? how will this time be different? We can make it happen. I don't know how. We can fight the people.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer.
We can fight them.
The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
Oh yeah, here we come. We'll take control of the situation.
Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia.
Oh,
I
will
drag you into this.
Too late.
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste.
I won't get arrested.
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
They're puppets, they can't do anything.
If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this.
Of course not.
So they're just substitutes.
Yeah.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
What's up with the flowers?
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
Beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, Al?
Yeah. What's going on here?
She's the host.
Huh?
Imagine that the Grand Sage and his entourage are not here in front of me.
You guys are acting weird. But okay, I'll try. Hey!
They disappeared! So
Yeah!
Nilou's the host!
She is!
Surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilou's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us.
Oh,
She
shit.
assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilou assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilou?
Yep, I did.
If we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilou realize that?
We'll just tell her.
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
Just like that.
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
Because she already had the expectation that maybe that would be the way Lesser Lord Kusanali would communicate with her, would be through the dream.
Yes, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendroarchon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendroarchon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream.
He got an otherworldly download of knowledge.
His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
Now that Nilou's aware of it.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too.
So we get to see the dance finally. We gotta see it. It's time. It's time, Nilou.
Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
Yes. I've been waiting a long time for this.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zero's.
Wow, what a nice song, too. Wow. Oh my god, so as she's dancing, the reality.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Chills. I got chills. She's a Jedi. Wow! So she does like some fragment of her consciousness to get to see it as it all fades away. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so beautiful. Wow.
Oh, good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time.
Good morning.
Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night?
Wow. Wow.
Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara?
Yes.
Take off your Akasha terminal!
At the end, let's see, Dunyarzad. Yeah. This is Praya.
She's not in her room. What happened?
Let's go to the usual spot.
What usual spot?
Run! Peepo, run!
Take it easy.
There she is. There she is. There she is.
Well done, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, I know what's going on.
And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
She's okay.
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream. And I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sub-Zero's.
She got to see it. She did get to see it after all. Wow. I am completely... I am honestly just blown away by everything that's happened today. Okay, let me talk to Nahida. Holy shit, man.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And... Dunyarzad, did you save her?
Did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
Okay. I remember before, Nahida said that she had left to go, like, she was like, just on a small chance, I'm gonna try something, I'm gonna go out of town. So I think she managed to save Dunyarzad this way.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's alright.
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control.
Because there wasn't enough there for it to...
Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end.
Wow.
Not a moment too soon.
So she lost... Her consciousness became so weak that it could no longer sustain itself in the dream that we had shared. But it had retreated back to its original dream, where Nahida was able to maintain it on life support pretty much until we broke out of the samsara. A very happy ending.
Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
I already cried a lot.
You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right?
Yes.
After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Why is it because Catherine is a robot? So it's easy
to be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
So whenever Nahida saved that person who was drunk, Nahida just occupied the consciousness of Giga Chad. And like rescued them and carried them home.
Theoretically, I can enter
That's
anyone's
exactly what
mind
happened.
as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
I was right. I was actually right. So that hadn't been confirmed yet for me, but it was kind of obvious.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret?
Yeah.
So Catherine is... No.
She's a robot.
No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana?
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru.
Where were you born? Because you came from a tree?
At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
Wow. So it's like they hate her because she's a reminder of the Greater Lord being gone.
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation.
But doesn't she inherit this power? That's what I don't get.
I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
She was born for a reason. Like, she was born to replace the previous Archon. But she's being cut off from a lot of her power.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha.
So they've imprisoned her.
Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime.
You need power to save your Irminsul, though.
Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
About the sage's plan.
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line.
But how much does she actually know? Because she doesn't seem to know what their end game is.
What caused them to go down this path?
That's the problem.
And what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero samsara, the situation could have become dire.
But
I tried
they can
to do
do it again.
investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
It's a government conspiracy.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Kainari to join some kind of project.
Oh, yeah.
Could it be related?
It was a really big, important project, and they really wanted him to get involved, but he didn't want to.
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
How can you be discreet if you're connected to Akasha and that's the repository of all knowledge? Like, how the fuck do you hide stuff from these people?
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, world forget me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you do know.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
Was it a command?
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died.
Why would she want to be forgotten?
As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from King Deshret.
The message was from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. That's the... But that means that the... Oh my god. But didn't those bandits say that they were hearing messages from King Deshret that made them believe that it was stirring, like it wasn't completely dead? Well, maybe they misinterpreted it, and it was really Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, who is maybe not completely dead and is suffering or something. Oh my god, I don't know.
King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Maybe the lingering consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is poisoned in some way from the events that happened 500 years ago, and that's what's causing the sickness of Irminsul and the withering. And that's why Greater Lord said, forget me, world forget me, because it's tied in, their existence is tied into the memory of them. And people need to let go so they can fade away.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it.
Hey! That is what I thought. I did work that out.
Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it.
It's related to... At the start of the game, I remember there was some, like, red and black, like, blocky, glitchy things happening. I don't know. I think it's related to that. I don't know what that is, but I think that's like a virus or something.
But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminated consciousness?
Okay, I'm on the right track for sure.
But even if you can't figure out what that
I'm
vision
on the right
was all
track.
about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it.
wasn't affected after coming in contact with the conscious... Wait, so I wasn't affected by the virus. By the contamination. Because it's like I thought. It's somehow related to the virus that I've seen, I don't know, red and black, bad stuff.
We must decipher its secrets.
The start of the game.
I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left.
Oh my god. This is, I am just... My mind is going like super fast. Like, I'm going through all the different possibilities right now. So many questions. Must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all the other factors.
This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's.
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world.
Oh, we already,
So you do know!
Yeah, okay. That's the one I've already...
A message from King Deshret?
Okay, so...
This greater Lord Ruka many devoted skull, but I believe that...
So the tree and the... But...
We've already been through that.
The traveler wasn't no. When this puzzle has life and death at stake.
That's what happens when I go out of order.
Determine Irminsul's fate. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
So no one noticed?
Yeah. It's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
No one noticed, Paimon.
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru.
It's propaganda.
Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research.
But what if someone from Sumeru goes to Mondstadt and goes to sleep? Will they have a dream when they're there? Probably.
Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Me too, but not for that reason.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero's samsara in the immediate future.
But when will they do it again?
Get some sleep. Leave everything to us.
What do we do now? Like, do we confront them? Where do we go from here?
What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Okay, but look, it's been like months of your birthday.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh.
She needs maintenance.
Visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Okay.
We've spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. Oh, we can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Need me to come up with some for you?
That's part 3. Wow. And so far, I can only really, obviously, only talk about what we've experienced today. What a roller coaster this was. I think that this was some of the best storytelling I've ever seen in any game. This was like, there were so many crazy twists and turns for me where like, it felt kind of like, it felt a little bit like a trip, like a psychedelic trip in the beginning. It was very psychedelic, but thankfully I know my way around that kind of a situation pretty well. So maybe that's why I didn't have any problem unraveling it. This happens to be one of the, let's just say I have some expertise in this field. But with that said, oh man, the Nilou cutscene was so beautiful. Like I actually teared up a little bit during it because the dance was so nice and the music that played was so beautiful. And like as she's dancing, reality is disappearing and oh my god. It was so much fun to go through and try to piece together all the little clues that you get along the way and try to figure out what was going on. Like, is it a time loop? Is it a dream? Is this real? Am I real? Are they real? But by the end of it, you learn so much about what is a dream in this world. How real is a dream and how real is the real world? And I think just through experiencing it, it teaches you so much about how dreams in Genshin are not the same as dreams in real life. Like the capacity for people to manipulate other people in a dream, other people manipulating you when you're in a dream, what is happening in the dimensional spiritual realm for your dreams, like little pockets of spaces generated by every person's dream. What a journey. What a ride. I've really been sitting here at the edge of my seat the entire time. It's been 5 hours of like pure story and I have just been like riveted through it all. I really, for a while there, I kind of felt like I was losing my mind because everything that's happening is making you question all of the reality around you. You're questioning everything that's real. You're questioning everything you're hearing. Wow. And then Dia showing up and then like Dia is trying to rationalize through things with you. And Dia's like, well, look, this is my training dummy. Can't you see that there's like marks on it that could only been made by me? And so wouldn't it just be hacked to pieces if... And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I'm putting together all these little pieces of information. And Nahida's like, well, why don't you go and take a shit? Or maybe you need to just go take a shit. Which even itself was a clue. It's like, well, but we don't need to take a shit. That's not happening either. You do take a duke now. There was some beautiful moments. There's some stuff that caught me really off guard. Like Dia, it was a huge surprise to me. Just her personality is so much different than what I had assumed. She's such a thoughtful, sensitive, kind, and intuitive person. And smart. Super, super smart. Oh my gosh. I'm like... After this last conversation with Nahida, where like you start talking about Irminsul, you start talking about the contamination from the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and you start thinking about... I started, like right now, I have a million different questions about who am I really? Who was that woman at the start of the game? What happened that fucked us up? It fucked up my brother. It's the same kind of thing, I think, that fucked up Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. That's poisoning the world. And it's all tied in with memory. And that's something that we've seen over and over from every previous region story. Because with the Inazuma story, I remember thinking it was real weird that when people's visions were taken away, they lost memories too. But their vision was also like a, oh my gosh, their vision! It's their ambition. We've learned that already in the Inazuma story. It's like it was a symbol of their ambition, or you can, in another way, you could say their dream. What are your dreams, if not ambitions? Oh, but then in the Raiden Shogun story, we talked about, she brought it up. She said there is a difference between ambition and dreams. In the Raiden Shogun story, in part 2, she said that was the thing that her sister understood that she needed time to understand, is that the dream is more open-ended, it's more free. But ambition is a direct goal. And so Nahida probably represents dreams that belong to everyone. And the ambition is what the academia is trying to take it and turn it into. It's like kind of a similar... Oh my god. Like I'm saying, listen, you can hear my mind going 1,000 miles an hour right now. Because all the little pieces are just coming together. One thing that I think I probably say this every day, that the writers do really, really fucking well. And I think this is always a hallmark of good writing, of a good story. They give you just enough little clues, like just enough. A little clue, a little crumb here and there to slowly help you paint a picture of what's going all around. Oh man, how is this game so fucking good? This story was like Twilight Zone on steroids today. It was really trippy without being confusing, which says a lot, because I feel like if it was written badly, this would be horrible and confusing. But instead, I have really just been sitting here on the edge of my seat, and I do get very easily confused. So I didn't, and not just because I'm of experience with this kind of situation.